Well, hello everybody. I want to welcome you back to my channel. Of course, I'm back to my Anno 1800 series, and for those of you just discovering this series, my name is Michael, and I want to welcome you to Sovereign Sandboxing, the YouTube channel where we build, play, and reflect on games that let us shape our own story. Now, I have got this, I've got our series paused here for a very, very good reason indeed, and that is because we have just entered into the new world, and I want to get a crack on and get to claiming some of those new world islands, because I just have a feeling that the AI is just going to take absolutely every single one of them, and I am hopefully going to scoop them up before that. So because it was a little time sensitive, I decided to just keep the game paused so that we can jump right into it when I hit play here. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump right in and let's get to the new world here. Okay, so map. I have to figure out my hotkeys for this. Apparently it's keypad 2, so whatever that means. Alrighty, cool. We've got a ship over here. This is an unsettled island. I'm not entirely familiar with I'm really not entirely familiar with these islands and what the resources I need are. I'm just trying to see here where this guy's going. This is Harold Smith. Harold Smith, my goodness. And he's already claimed an island. Look at that. Okay, gotta act fast here, you guys. Where are my ships? This is probably driving you guys crazy. I'm so sorry about that. I have one ship somewhere here. Where are my ships? Okay, you can go somewhere. You can go here. I'm gonna send this guy over into this corner. I just gotta make sure he's... This guy's going over into that corner. Essentially, my strategy is really to try and claim the largest islands, I suppose. This one has got a lot of good things going for it. I just have to act fast on them is all. And this guy is just going slow like molasses. Alrighty, I am gonna make an executive decision. I'm just gonna claim this one right away. Oh, that looks like pirates. Can my ship even handle the pirates? I don't think they can. This is another unsettled island. This looks okay as well. I played Anno 1800 like a very, very, very long time ago, and I remember falling in love with the New World. I'm all about that tropical ecosystem and all of that, and I just think that, like, look at this. This just looks stunning. And I just think that the New World is the most beautiful part of the game here. So I'm gonna actually now send you over here. And yeah, I feel like the New World is honestly the most beautiful part of the game, and you know, it really disappointed me like way back when I could when I was kind of playing it, I suppose, that I couldn't settle all the islands that I wanted to. So I'm a little, I guess, I'm a little traumatized by that. So here I am really trying to focus in on that new world. And, you know, while they're kind of making their way there, let's kind of fix things up here in the old world. And by fix things up, I mean, let's get another frigate underway. When I left the last episode, it really dawned on me how desperately we're going to need to develop these ships and to get some sort of a naval fleet coming. I lost one of my trade ships to like one of my soap trade ships in the last episode, if you recall, due to the pirates, which is quite unfortunate because I have to go all the way from my corner over to Eli here. Are you Eli? Yeah. They have to go all the way to Eli to sell our soap, and that one sale of soap has really saved us in a lot of ways there. It gave us like a hell of a good influx of money, but it just kind of goes to show that I really need to protect that particular trade route, and I was kind of messing about with its route and everything. So you know, it wasn't like it wasn't entirely the AI just being aggressive or whatever. It was also partly a user error as well. Okay, how close are you really? Is it this island that I like? I think it was. Am I changing my mind all of a sudden? I was. This is a pretty good island. This is another island here. Look at all of these oil springs. Like, jeez. And yeah, the fact that George Smith has already claimed an island just kind of shows that, like how quickly the AI acts. Now, I'm not going to settle Manola in today's episode. I just kind of want to maintain some map control over in the New World here. So yeah, I'm hoping that we'll have like a decent string of islands leading up to Manola here. I mean, there's at least one other, maybe two others, but this guy here seems like a pretty good bet. I know you're getting attacked here, but you need to chill. So yeah, the name of today's game is really to settle the ones in the old world there. Okay, so I'm just testing out my hotkeys. Sorry about that. You guys are probably getting dizzy. Yeah, settling the new world, and then I want to double down on my weapons factory eventually, but I've got to do a couple of other things first before that happens. Eventually would like to get some clippers here, and I don't exactly want to expand too much in today's episode just because I feel like I need to get it together really with what I've got and what I will be settling fairly soon here. So that's kind of the name of the game here. So this has got chocolate, coffee. What do you have? You have even more stuff. Like you've got herbs, and you've got like just a ton of 10 oil fields. Like, this is ridiculous. Not in a bad way either. There's also a tiny, it looks like a smaller island there. It looks like a bigger island over here. But yeah, I'm just trying to get these guys there, and unfortunately, like, I'm probably gonna have to leave these guys in the New World as well. One thing that I am kind of nervous about is just any kind of military attack on either of my civilizations. I'm not very strong weapon-wise or anything of the sort. Oh, Carl's here too. Look at that. They've already settled the New World. This is a pretty big island for him too. We can handle it. I mean, we get Manola, so it's not like it's a big deal, but still. Can I check diplomacy here? Still very new at the game, you guys. I'm just checking my achievements. No, diplomacy is here. I'm such an idiot. Carl likes us less than George, and Bente likes us the most, and we haven't got any trade rates or alliances with anybody, so I'm not particularly worried about that. Okay, we are coming around to this island here. Oh, I hope I'm not just I hope this isn't just like a knee-jerk reaction to what I need to do. But yeah, this ship here was the one that we got from what's her face, Isabel Sarmento, and it's the only thing that has any kind of construction material on my ship. Like, in terms of buildable area, like, and this is what really sucks with the New World, is that there isn't a whole lot. I'm gonna keep moving, actually. I'm not going to fall for it. So yeah, I'm just trying to scope out each of the islands with both of my ships, just doing the four corners there. Thank you, Bente. Glad that you liked it. You don't like it when I do anything else, though, but what is this editor gonna do? Not too much. I don't mind. And people are gonna be happy that I'm honest with with everything I've done. This island, what have we got here? Like, this is just a ton of oil springs. Like, I know I put the stats on like high and stuff, but this is almost like ridiculous. We're just gonna smoke everybody out of the new world, I suppose, quite literally. What are you doing here? Okay, I'm gonna send you off now. He's got this corner here. Yeah, this guy's a pretty good candidate. This one could also be a good candidate as well. Actually, this one might almost be a better candidate because it just looks like there's more land to work with. And how much do I need to settle again? Oh yeah, 10 wood planks, 8 steel beams. How much do we actually have though? Because this guy's moving like molasses here. We've got 50 steel beams, okay? This can actually kind of work to our advantage. But yeah, hopefully they don't settle anything else. Like, you know, now that I think about it, this would probably be the better island to settle. Just because of all that space. Like, this one's good. It's got, like, great resources on it. But, like, when you really dig down and dig deep into it, the buildable space is just not really there. Like, I can't even get into this part of it, which is quite unfortunate. It's still a pretty big island, especially considering it is the new world. Look at that. Carl's got his second island. Please fight George. And this one's a behemoth as well, so I just need a couple of behemoths myself. And yeah, I know I have Manola. They don't settle Manola, so I'm not necessarily worried about getting Manola settled. I would like 3 islands outside of Manola though, so that's kind of the idea there. So there's something I can do in the old world. Let me use that hotkey. Is there something I can do in the old world? No, I'm just like really impatient with the new world here. So, you know what? I am actually just going to jump into some sort of a time lapse for settling these new islands and everything. It looks like everybody's kind of scooped everything up. So, well, they've scooped up a lot of the stuff. But anyways, let's move into a time lapse because I know that I don't want to miss like an awesome island if I can help it. So yeah, see you guys on the other end. Okay, so shit kind of happened between that time lapse and to the point where I am at now on in Anno 1800. So what had happened was I was recording the episode, everything was going through swimmingly and everything was going through really nicely, and I thought that I was just doing a killer job recording everything and everything was going to go to plan. Well, it seems like I have just been plagued with technical difficulties after technical difficulties this entire month or so it seems, and I lost all of the video game footage. However, I did manage to get the audio, but without the video footage it's just not going to work out in terms of the video because I'm using a different software for audio. It's a long story, you guys. Anyways, some things have changed here. We're kind of looking at old Azure Stead, but I'm going to actually catch us up here, and I am going to start off by heading over to the new world first. I think that that makes the most sense because that's where we were at first. Okay, so I discovered most of the new world. Our competitors are settling islands. Bente literally just decided to settle another island here, whereas I decided to actually settle 4 islands within the new world because I know that the AI is never going to claim Manola here. So I don't ever have to worry about Manola getting claimed or anything. I didn't never notice the ruins there. Anyways, so I never decided to claim Enola, and I decided to claim these other 4 islands here. Ooh, I'm tempted to, actually. She wants an alliance. I'm gonna actually say yes. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. Like Anno 1800 is just like full of pop-ups and distractions. Thank you, John. I'm glad that you like it. George, I'm glad that you like it as well. Hopefully Carl will like it too. But anyways, I decided to claim 4 islands in the New World just kind of on a whim, and I did tiny setups here and there, and I had to turn them off because money was running low at the time. It's still kind of running low now, even though we are getting our soap trade up and about. And yeah, the what's her name? This chick here, Isabel Saramento. She gave us a clipper that I ended up relocating to the old world to start doing the soap trade route, just because it can carry more, and it will be the old world cargo ship that I plan on building more of. So anyways, so I decided to claim these 4 islands here. However, because the pirates are super aggressive, we're kind of pushed into this little corner here, and I've got 2 frigates just kind of chilling, and I've got I've got my flagship here as well, and we're just kind of chilling here until the pirates can go away. And they'll never go away, but I just need to like make more money. It was a very much a temporary measure, and I don't really plan to come back to the New World here. I just plan on sending it maybe like another frigate or 2, just to make it at least defensible. But with this new alliance that I just signed with Bente, which probably means less than nothing, everybody else likes me for it though, so I'm hoping that we've just bought ourselves some time, and it's just the pirates that are going to be an issue here in the New World. So yeah, my shift has focused to the old world here, and I have done a couple of things. In that little spin around thing that I was doing there, I did create a new stamp where we are absolutely doubling down on our soap production. Ooh, Bente, you don't like me increasing the hours. Whatever, girl. We're running a little low on workers right now, oddly enough. But we're going to kind of, we're just going to keep it moving from there. I was running super low on money at one point, and I had to really dive into beer production, so I had to double down on that here in Old Azurstead, and it was just, I had the hops coming here anyways, so I needed to, I just needed to double down on the beer. And so yeah, that was kind of where I wanted to leave off the episode, is just, figuring out where we were going to go next in terms of beer production, because beer pretty much single-handedly put us into a positive cash flow or revenue, whereas there these guys are, whereas our soap trade is just like giving us big influxes of money, which has just been our biggest saving grace here. And yes, these are 3 frigates that are accompanying this clipper here, the clipper from the New World that we got from Saramento, because yeah, I couldn't afford it at the time. And in fact, I'm just gonna make another frigate here because these scenes seem to be a good investment anyways. But yeah, our money is fluctuating, so it just tells me that we don't have everything that we need. Speaking of which, I have pigs. I have lots of pigs, so I could probably destroy these. I'm just going to double check on that though. Yeah, I can destroy those. So yeah, I created this into a stamp. This is what we're going to be doing for our soap. We're really just doubling down on our soap, and that's going to be our main source of revenue, because that's really the thing that's keeping us afloat right now. I did some work here in Cobalt Point, and the work that I did here was I want to try to transfer making some bread here and eventually like exporting all the bread to the other islands. So here we are looking at really looking at trying to specialize each of these islands into different industries. And yeah, I am absolutely making Old Azurstead the yeah, an industrial location here, because yeah, it needs to be. And right now the worker shortage is not great. It is keeping us down. And actually, I'm gonna do this because I don't like the location of that right now. I'm gonna move that over here because I don't think workers need this, do they? They sort of do. Anyways, we do need that. I'm just trying to get all of my workers on this side here, just because, yeah, I want them to be. So eventually I'm gonna actually have to move the town center here, and for Old Azurstead I'm really thinking about kind of having a city that wraps around a mountain. Of course, like, this stuff is gonna have to move, and all of this is like done very temporarily. These potato fields aren't great, but yeah, like, these potato fields are gonna have to move because I don't want to really, yeah, because they're taking up a lot of space, and that's really kind of where we're kind of getting at with Old Azurstead, is that even though this is a big island and everything, we need to figure out what we're doing with the space and everything. And so that's a big reason why in Cobalt Point I had decided to build some of the bread here, is because eventually we are going to look into getting some trade routes established. But there's another problem here, and that's the wheat fields take up a lot of room, and we've got quite a few wheat fields here, and as soon as I can get a trade route for bread from Cobalt Point to here, we should be okay with bread and everything. The only problem is really just ships, and I've got this one little ship here, and the problem with Cobalt Point is that it doesn't have any hops fertility, so I can't really do much about that. I'm looking at Cerulean here because it is an island that I think could, like, I've always intended for this island to have I've always intended for Cerulean to be some sort of a specialist agriculture island, and eventually, like, when we get into Docklands and everything, we're going to be replacing those lower tiered goods, such as, like, maybe even beer, but definitely schnapps with other things that we're producing, so that we don't have to produce such a low tiered item. So yeah, so right now, like, when it comes to beer production, I've got New Azurstead sending hops to Old Azurstead, and I want to keep New Azurstead as our population island, which, you know, we've got to start migrating for anyways, but yeah, that's not for a later time at the very least. But yeah, so right now they're sending Old Azurstead some they're sending them hops so that they can produce the beer and all that, which, you know, I'm telling you guys, like, the beer has been our saving grace here, and I'm just checking other demands just to make sure that we're okay. So far we are, and apparently you guys don't want to be workers, but I'll switch you out for these guys. So what's not getting met? A market. Yeah, I'm trying to migrate them over. In fact, why don't I just save myself the trouble? So yeah, I think first things first, we need to develop hops on Cerulean so that I can send them to Cobalt Point. And the reason being for that is that I think that it'll take too long for New Azure Stead to send hops over here to Cobalt Point. Plus, I want to get rid of the hops anyways in New Azure Stead. So, to me, it feels like a better idea to just put it in Cerulean here. And that is exactly what I am going to start doing. Plus, like, they've got like limestone and iron. I'm trying to figure out like where the best place to put the hops farms are, and I think it's just gonna be like nestled in this corner here. It's too bad because Cerulean almost like it looks much bigger than it actually is. Like there's a whole lot of buildable land on here. So let's just jump right into it.
Seductive charts bury my desk.
Okay, so this is the trade route that I am thinking for the hops here. Just because I am limited with ships and everything, I'm just going to be using this basic schooner. It's going to be picking up the hops from Cerulean, dropping them off at Cobalt Point, which will then produce them into beer. Obviously, it's not going to be able to get to that. However, when they actually do start producing beer, they are going to pick up the beer from Cobalt Point, and then they are going to deliver it straight to Old Azure Stead. If there's any left, they'll deliver to New Azure Stead, and then if there's any left from there, like when they fill up, they'll be delivered to Cerulean. So, got it. Let's get her done. So I just have to wait for beer to actually start to get produced. Speaking of which, we don't have any beer here right now in Cobalt Point, so we have got to get that underway. And how much beer do we have in Old Azure Stead? Because I'm just going to use that as my thing of measurement. So I got 2 breweries and a single malt house. Happy to do it. Seems easy enough. And I am going to put it at this port here, I think. Where is my harbor? Okay. Now these things like to catch fire quite a bit, so I'm just going to preliminarily give them a firehouse near the port, which I feel makes sense anyways, so hopefully this doesn't cost me an arm and a leg for everything. What do you guys need? You guys need steel beams. Okay. Luckily, I've got these guys. Yeah, I don't have any steel beams here, you guys, so like I'm not producing any steel beams. I technically could, but I'm just having, I don't want to say too much fun, but I'm enjoying the idea of building weapons more than anything else. Speaking of which, how much weapons do we actually have now? We have enough to actually build another frigate. Okay. Anyways, we needed how many steel beams here in Cobalt Point? This will at least give a chance for the hops to kind of build up in Cobalt Point here, and I'll also bring a bunch of hops over here as well. So we need 4, 8, 12. So we need 12. Okay. For now, I've just been buying steel beams. So I'm gonna need to buy them more. So, oi, oi, oi. And we can definitely offset the hops here for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take 50 tons of hops, but we need the steel beams. Now ask it to alert me when it gets there. So yeah, that's kind of the name of the game here, is that these kind of things end up like you think you're solving a problem, but you're really just running into other problems. That's really seems to be Anno 1800 in a nutshell. I am going to get window production going though. So 30 to 30. Going to need a warehouse here as well. One to one. And then I think I'm going to need 2 of these. And a firehouse, because I know for a fact these guys like to burn up. Now, who needs steel? You need quite a bit of steel, actually. Good thing I got that guy there. And then we'll get window production going. Just even like the tiniest bit of window production would be fine. Oh, I want to know if my ship is on the way. Yes, you are. Perfect. And so yeah, we're still gaining money, and that's all due to the fact that we've got soap. So soap is saving our ass. So, and just to triple check, now that I'm talking about, we're making 6 tons, we're only using 1, so we're selling 5 tons at a time. It should be smooth sailing. And look, we just made probably a big whack of money there. Yeah, another 18,000. And we wonder why oh, there's a beer festival in New Azurstead. That's kind of funny. New Azurstead would be the perfect place to develop beer, but like I keep saying, I want it to be the population island, and if I have beer producing there, then I just have to like use that. Then that space competes with the population space that I need. But yeah, this is okay. We're doing okay here. I just need this guy to arrive, and he has. I am actually just going to buy all of it. I'm going to drop some steel off here in Cobalt Point. Speaking of which, are your hops coming in? Are you guys good for hops yet? We got 3 tons. So Cerulean is producing them little by little. Well, it doesn't help that I didn't exactly give it a chance to like build up and stuff. And for Cerulean, I'm just going to try and keep the population sort of contained within this little quadrant here. Makes sense. Ooh, George Smith. He likes to buy shares from people, does he? Alright, let's go back to Old Azurstead. I've got another little schooner being built. I don't even know if I want that built. Yeah, I want that built. We're going to be building up our sand, I suppose. Just over here in the corner. Yeah, because I can't exactly buy windows, or I don't know who I'm buying windows from. Actually, can I check you out for windows? Not really. I can buy sewing machines and pocket watches. Can I buy windows from you? No, you sell raw materials and you buy myself. So Eli, you are good in my books. But yeah, this guy's slow. Slow as ever, just for me to drop 50 of these so that we can start producing some sort of beer. Actually, you know what? I'm glad that I am building that schooner because I'm gonna load one of the schooners up with beer, and then the other one will be the hops run. So, so yeah, good thing I did that. In fact, I bet you it's already built. Fortunately, we're doing the waiting game thing, and I know that that's kind of dangerous in Anno 1800 only because, yeah, only because I feel like if you're waiting for things to happen, you're not keeping busy enough. If that makes any sense, like I feel like you always have to have busy hands in this game in order to be like effective as a game player. That's at least what I notice in some of the YouTubers out there that I watch playing Anno 1800 is that those that are keeping busy all the time, and I guess me jumping to the towns is not exactly helping here, but those that do that are the ones um, that are the most effective in their gameplay. Okay, cobalt point, you can have the hops and you can have the steel, and now I gotta take you back to Old Azurstead before I send you off to the New World. Yeah, that's just kind of the way things go in Anno 1800 is that whenever you want to expand, you end up bleeding some money and like doing a big changeover, like changing all of my beer production from here to, yeah, from Old Azurstead is also going to be a bit of a pain in the ass as well. And there we go, we got some hops coming in, a decent amount at least. Perfect. You guys are missing malt. You guys are missing wheat and grain. Okay, looks like we need to get that into... Yeah, we definitely do. I at least need to get these grain fields going. I'm just gonna get this one trade route going. And by the way, like, definitely not the best, like, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to naming my trade routes, doing anything with my trade routes. So, that's kind of what the case is. This is absolutely not optimized, and eventually, like, I'm gonna have to figure out something on what to do from there. And I am going to create another trade route, which is Cobalt Point. I should just call it CP, and then beer export. Don't even think that's the right term for it. Schooner, and because yeah, I wanted to prioritize Old Azurstead, and then as it starts to fill up, we'll do everything else from there. And just so that I don't run out of beer here, I'm gonna put in a really low minimum, like 10 maybe, or maybe even like 7. Got our first ton of beer created. Lovely. And we're good for the workforce there. Perfect. So things should be underway. We've got a quicker hops route now, and we're going to continue using those hops, which is great. Speaking of which, I completely forgot about you, where I wanted to drop this here, and we are just, bleeding money. We're sort of bleeding money. Telling me I'm in the red. Okay, and I did want to send you to Abaha, I guess. And you know what? Names are still up for grabs. If you guys have any good suggestions, feel free to put them through. Got an insufficient workforce because we don't have any workers. Alrighty. Before I get into workers, though, what are you guys gonna do? There we go. We've got windows now. I just wanted to see what those would do to my workers. And you know, I might have to micromanage this a little bit because we are bleeding money. So, got a lot of steel, actually. I might actually pause the steel. But yeah, we are just treading water at this point, keeping our head above water, and that really has mostly everything to do with the fact that we've got that soap trade route there. It's just been saving our asses here. So, but still, like a negative 900 is not a good thing at all to have. And you guys are missing, what kind of goods are missing? You're just missing the glass. Like, what did I miss there? Wood and glass, you create that. I'm sure that you guys were looking at it and just kind of screaming at the screens, but I'm new to this, y'all. Oh my god, am I ever new to this? Now, do we have a decent amount of quartz sand? That's my question. We do. We're out of artisans, which is actually a good thing in this case because these guys pay good taxes. So I want them around here to pay good taxes. And eventually I do want to get some canned food going, but we need to create some windows first. And I've got like a very makeshift situation here where I will be doing it here. We've got, these are the red peppers and stuff, and actually I could possibly pause that because we're not actually using it. But yeah, eventually we make it into goulash or in the artisanal kitchens, and this is exactly one of the most annoying products to make. It also takes iron as well, so I might have to build another iron mine. So it just becomes this whole thing. But when you get canned food, it increases the population, it increases the coins by 7. And these guys are also liking their beer as well. And hopefully I can get a variety theater in just because I need it. But for the time being, 20, 40, 60, I could upgrade 4 more, and I should be okay. So yeah, it seems like it makes a big difference there. I got another ship that's finished constructing. I've got a frigate. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I could build another frigate soon. I don't know, man. I just play this game. I might actually hold off. I might actually do it. And the reason why I might actually do it is because I might sell it off. Okay, Docklands is now a possibility for us, which is interesting because I keep talking about like using Docklands to take care of some of the lower tiered stuff. So yeah, it's now a possibility, and that's a good thing. Captain Tobias offers to help you build Docklands. I don't know, do I do this, Captain Tobias? The other thing that's like really saving my my skin here too is yeah. The other thing that's saving my skin as well is just that I've got an alliance with the pirates, or not an alliance, I've got a ceasefire with the pirates, so they're not harassing me, which is why I have 3 frigates escorting them. Speaking of which, it's going to run out in 19 minutes, so as soon as it does, I'm just going to immediately talk to Anne Harlow and yeah, have a conversation with her about not attacking my folks, because I do not want it. Okay, I get it. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we've got windows coming in. Perfect. Can I start making you? How many windows do I need? I'm playing that waiting game again. Very dangerous to do. And like I said, in this second half of the episode, I'm likely gonna want to like have everything hug this mountain, and then just try to open up all of this space for production and industry and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm gonna sell this frigate. I'm going to use the schooner as a means to I'm going to use the schooner as a means to transport the bread, and then I think after that I am just going to kind of call the episode as it is, because I kind of need to take a breather, if I'm going to be honest, and I need to sort of figure out exactly where I need to take this series and how I need to figure out how to get these trade routes all set up and all that. So speaking of which, Anne Harlow, I'm gonna know whenever you kick off here, so I don't get why I'm obsessing over Anne Harlow right now, but yeah, that's gonna kind of be the case there. What are we looking at in terms of time? We've got just like a minute remaining, and then you take 3 minutes. Hate that this shipping is so takes so long, and now we can actually do an artisanal kitchen. So let's do that. No, we can't. We need another steel beam. Do I have any available ships? So yeah, we're just chasing these. We're just chasing these production lines at this time, and I'm hopeful that I can get the bread situation sorted. To be truthful, like I really can't, because I need it to I'm using the wheat fields that are used to create the beer here, and the beer was what really saved me before. These guys are just desperate for sausages, and honestly, let's give it to them. Like, we're already so low on money anyways. Like, I just don't give a damn. Are we meeting the sausage demand now? Yeah. So just doing like little local resources like that here in Global Point is gonna work wonders for us, I hope. Now we're out of workers here. Okay. Time to get you more workers. And these guys, when they start getting their sausages met, it'll be all good. So I could actually start delivering soap to these guys as well. I mean, really, the truth is that I should focus on getting all those goods here. But, oh man, I don't need windows anymore, so I'm just gonna stop you. I'm just gonna do windows whenever we need it. So, not gonna worry too much about those. And look at that, it's kind of already doing something there, so that's good. I'm at the stage in the game where anything can help me. I mean, like, to be fair, like, I was able to knock down my cost by like half, but oh, that's rum. Rum can work. Rum can work for us really well. Anyways, we're gonna head back to the old world. The old world here. Let's see how these artisans are doing. Are you getting your canned? Apparently you're not, but 2 minutes processes one of those. Okay, and you're like a process 30. This is a very complicated chain, actually. If I were to like, let's see what those red peppers, like what the demand is on those red peppers. I gotta turn it on first and foremost, but now we're out of farmers. And look at that, we are actually in the positive for cash. That is great. Okay. And you guys are doing okay as well. You just need another farmer, really. I can do that. You can get another farmer. How are you now? You're starting to get that fulfilled, which is great. Now we're moving on to sewing machines, which is a whole other headache here. Alrighty. So, I don't like canned goods being developed in Old Azure Stead. Like, I really don't. Like, I'd rather have this more industrial, like sewing machines and all that. And eventually, like, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get to we're gonna have to figure out a way to really get to engineers, and this might come to a point where we have to start switching over to the population island being New Azure Stead, which I have been purposefully neglecting because we just started out in Old Azure Stead, all the resources were here, etc., etc. So I'm still gonna see if you guys are getting beer. I don't think this is the right screen to check, but you're just consuming 1 ton of beer, and the beer is flowing, apparently, according to everything else that I've done. Quick little check on my girl here. She doesn't look happy with me. Can we do a ceasefire? She wants 13,000. Absolutely. We'll do it. So I renewed that. Money well spent. We're gaining money. Plus, these guys are just coming in and they're about to sell another 59 tons of soap. I could probably even... I should just get all of this, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should just get all of this up and running. I don't know what that's going to do for my population here, folks, but that's what we got. Okay, cool. I think that this is actually a good time to leave off the episode. Unfortunately, like when I was recording the episode, as I explained earlier, the episode suddenly stopped recording the video for me, so I wasn't able to capture any of that footage, which is really unfortunate. But I figured that, just because I had some of that footage, I would just splice it in here for today's episode and continue on and sort of ignore that lost footage and just catch you up with voiceover. So there we have it. I think that in the next episode, I am going to really focus on where I am developing all of this canned food and all of this stuff. And I think we might even get into a tiny bit of beauty building. I know that if there is one thing that is for certain, though, I'm going to need to figure out these trade routes. And I have been holding off on them. I've just been improvising on the go because I don't have clippers unlocked for me yet, and I do want clippers to be the main backbone of my trade network. So that's kind of where I stand right now. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode and if you've been enjoying this series so far, then feel free to like this video and consider subscribing if you haven't already and would like to follow along. But for now, I'm just going to leave it there and say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day.